Right at the Art Rooney drive. We went. Give you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game, bottom line. May not have been hurt.
And right away, he lost the football. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Let's go.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to go down again. T.J. Watt in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. But someone came to play today.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We heard about it all week, didn't we? Especially when we visited practice. He thought he had a good matchup in front of him, and he's taking full advantage right now.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. T.J. Watt getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. A great return there of 22 yards. Now the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So the Steelers now in great shape to begin their initial possession. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. The defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this will be caught inside the 10. What a grab. A nice gain of 21 yards. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jalen Samuels hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none, because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That, too.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Now a look at the defensive starters here for the Steelers. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington. It's caught inside the 25. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, 67 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And there, Charles, he lined up out left, ran the post, caught it over the middle, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And you have to love the scheme that they just showed there, because if you're going to run a deep post, you ordinarily have to get a safety out of the middle of the field. And you do it one of 2 ways. Either by running routes at him that carries him away from it, or you either freeze him in the middle with routes that run underneath so that he doesn't get depth. Then you throw it over the top, and boy, what a successful play that was.
And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the 3-point shot, and people were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Well, look there at Ingram's numbers from a week ago. 16 carries, 119 yards, and the score.
And when I watch them operate, I see a unit that's playing with extreme confidence. Offensive line, tight end, wide receivers. You see a group that wants their number 8 rusher in the league end up being in the top 5 before it's over.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but now it'll be 3rd down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to. And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded just inside the 30. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Come on, set, 8, read.
On first down, it's Samuels. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Samuels. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. From the gun, Douglas. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Washington with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
They'll try and run it here. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack?
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. And it's fielded at the 34. That'll go as a 39-yard punt. Give him 9 on the return. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've got the lead yet again in this ball game with their winning streak right now sitting at 10. On 1st down, Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington, and that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Looking to throw. Douglas. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football.
Let's go, baby.
Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
From the 24, Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. Taken from just outside the... Now a hit and a loose football.
Let's go, Bucks.
Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. There are the numbers for McDonald from a week ago. 4 catches, 106 yards. Back to throw. Douglas. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. T.J. Watt. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to get.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. T.J. Watt. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Tucker's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Looking to throw. Douglas. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Douglas. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Douglas. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them, because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. They'll run with Samuels. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Samuels with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it, it's scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over him.
Nothing fancy there on that 2-point try. Give it to the big boy, let him go to work.
That almost felt like sandlot football that we used to play, didn't it? Biggest guy on your team who can carry the ball, hand it.
Nobody picked me on the Sandlot football team.
You were quarterback, and I know better.
I was the water boy. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Jackson going right side here, and that's complete. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. To throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Well, sometimes those punt returns can yield some unnecessary roughness penalty.
Now, I know a lot of guys, when they run a long way to execute a block or make a hit, they're going to launch it no matter what, and it can often cost them.
On 1st and 10, Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington, and that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw, Douglas. And that is incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Douglas. Open man here is Gentry. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Roosevelt Nix becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year as his guys continue to pour it on. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. They'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. A big seam, and he might go all the way. He's at the 30. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Nick Boyle, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
Everyone felt like this game was over, but to be able to stay in it, put together a drive, score a touchdown, that's got to be a positive for them.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will get him one closer. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Come on, set. 10 Lobo. 36. Here we go. Get.
Throwing on first down. Douglas. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Douglas. Oh, it's dropped. He couldn't hang on. That would have been a big interception. Instead, they'll have a chance to get 3. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week, he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. He's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
And they'll get this down to the 10. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field.
50, plant. Here we go, G, get off the field.
They'll run on first down. Samuels. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 2nd down, Samuels. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it in the play before with a smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And now it has to warm the hearts of a lot of old school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because
blitz coming, and down he goes.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Fielded at the 20. Very good return that time. 18 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. Not only does he not have a catch, I don't think he's been targeted in this game, but they're winning.
And if you ask a receiver of his magnitude, he'll tell you that it's because everyone is focused on him anyway. Okay, you've taken it away. No catches, no targets, but we're still winning. I've opened things up for the rest of my team. I know how receivers think.
They've been using him as a decoy, and effectively so.
General West. Get it.
On first down, Douglas. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Ready.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Ready.
To throw again, Douglas. Incomplete.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
On third down, Samuels. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again. Looking to throw. Douglas. He finds his tight end, Gentry. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
64. Now.
On first and 10, Douglas. He's going to launch it for, and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a gain of 34.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Samuels on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know. Defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. It gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown, past the 20, and he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll run here with Ingram. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. And again, it's Ingram. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal, Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Heading back out there, Jalen Samuels. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. On 2nd down now, Samuels. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Let's go, folks.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Back to throw. Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 60 yards.
Ready? 50, place.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at and he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line.
An unsuccessful attempt at the two-point conversion. And it was a triple option play, and they chose option 1, handing it to the fullback. And that's not normal.
And sometimes you just miss your read key, right?
Yeah, I think so. And sometimes they actually call that, thinking that maybe everyone will bypass the fullback going out to the tailback or the quarterback. But in this case, they overwhelmed him and stopped him.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say, I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. On second down, Ingram. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Here's Jackson to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. T.J. Watt in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
And the pressure gets to him again. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Heading back out there, Jalen Samuels. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
He's going to launch it for... It got his man complete. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here, and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play.
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way down to the 5. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 41 yards. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ben Braunecker with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
They are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But, Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run it, let your linemen surge, and fire out.
This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. Well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. On first down, Samuels. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Staying on the ground with Samuels. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
Throwing on first down, Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Douglas. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
Come on, let's go.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And I don't think he got in. The big bodies up front held him at the 1. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on fourth. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on fourth?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
So the D-line got the push there against the O-line to stop that quarterback sneak.
A really high percentage call on offense. I think it's the right call.
And he's not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Pulled in at the 24.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Single.
Back to throw. Douglas. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that's caught inside the 35. 36 yards on the play. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes, just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. On 2nd down, Samuels. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens' 24.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Matt Judon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And down inside the 15 he goes. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. This is Samuels. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll try and sneak it here. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. They'll try the sneak, and he will not make it to the goal line as this try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
I've been fortunate enough along the way to see 2-point conversion attempts in all levels of football. That's my first quarterback sneak for a two-point conversion attempt. That's actually insulting to a defense. I'm just going to tell you straight up, and they didn't get this.
I was going to say they were insulted. Those guys in the middle, though, they stood tall. They won the trench battle.
Yeah, they did. I think they stared them all the way back to the bench like, are you kidding me? I cannot believe you made that call.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And now here come the Ravens. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Now Ingram, he's been busy today. Ingram churning. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Samuels. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Samuels. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Looking to throw. Douglas. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and sneak it. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
I feel like we're going to see more and more of this continue to flow into the NFL game, and that is the quarterback run game. Not successful here going for 2, but it's not something that people shy away from totally anymore either.
In particular, do you think more so around the goal line?
I think so. Anytime it's short yardage, anytime you can go ahead and keep the ball in the hands of the quarterback who's athletic, you go ahead and do that rather than risk a handoff or a pitch.
They just couldn't get it done there, though. 2-point try fails. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now it's Jackson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. That's taken on the 25. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've got good starting field position as they come up here, 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing to start the drive. Douglas. That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Douglas. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Now a 1st down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
We're going to shut you down.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Samuels pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This is caught, and it's incomplete. But a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. They'll run on first down. Samuels. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Samuels. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Man left, man left. 3 down, 3 down. Let's go.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Buying time to his left. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it first and goal.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down and inside the 5-yard line.
They come out here in the eye. They'll go with the keeper. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on? And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Roosevelt Nix taking it in. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Well, nothing complicated about that. That's old school power football.
And effective. And that's the key to everything, right? Sometimes we try to do too many things. Just hand it to the big guy and let him go forward.
Check. 64, weak. Go.
They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. T.J. Watt coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. It led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Back now in Pittsburgh. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Jordan Phillips, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. 27 yards there, a first down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their number.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates.
He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 46 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
But right now, maybe they're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Samuels able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go.
And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
There we go now as they will again try for 2. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Jackson now, going to throw again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. In there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
And with the depth, and he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So now the Steeler offense coming onto the field. They'll try to add 2 more. Operating from the gun. Douglas toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Jackson throwing again. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Jackson now. His throw incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we've reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsey? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here? Tell us, stretch this thing out a little bit.
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now that's 2 big catches that he's had on this drive alone.
And I can hear it right now. If they give up a third to him, whoever does that, go stand on the other sideline. You're persona non grata on our team at that point.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. This is hard play. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Samuels, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on.
And now he's at that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
No, she's singing. She's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
From the gun, Douglas to the end zone, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson to throw again. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
This is taken at the 15. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Douglas. Washington's got it. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington, 66 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. Here come the Steelers now again to go for the two-point try. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points.
Well, I need the point.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. T.J. Watt in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's got it to Ingram, complete. No gain at all on the play there. That brings up 4th.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Here's Sam Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he fields it cleanly. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. James Washington making his way back out towards the huddle. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL, except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know. We'll
throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. On 1st down, Douglas. Open man here is Gentry. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Samuels. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Samuels, 36 yards as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now, once again, the Steelers here, they're going to line up to go for two.
In your face.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points.
No. Me too. It's a victory game.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. 20, 10. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
That's a free game on GS Sport.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They're going to try and run. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Now Jackson on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Throwing on third and long. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And, boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a two-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for two now while their heads are down.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And the Ravens taking the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Don't let 89 go.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Let's go. Do it.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw is Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw, and he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Here's Jackson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
After the sack on 1st down, Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. But now it's 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. He's going to go up top for the end, and it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each one.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 39. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.